What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do when you think you record, but you're not quite sure? What do you do? You go back and check. Like I had a mom. She could not leave the house. Oh, 5 yards. Let me go back quickly and check if I locked the door. 5 yards. No more than 5 yards. Every time we left. And she was the one who pocketed the key. That was my mom. And these wonderful qualities rather for me. Really? Are these good qualities? Check, double check, triple check, quadruple check, 4 triple check, 5 triple check, 6. Did you know when George Eiffel, I suggest do a search, but did you know when George Eiffel built the Eiffel Tower, there was not one death, not one accident while the structure was going up. I find that remarkable. And you know why I find that remarkable? Not only was he part of his design and concept, it was part of his way of thinking and the importance of the people who actually put the structure together, that he did not have any accidents that would hurt or kill a person. How brilliant is that? Henry Ford, when he first proposed to raise the salary of his workers from $2.50 to $5, the general public thought Henry Ford is a fucking baloney nut. They could not understand why Henry Ford is not would raise salaries of his workers who put his product together to his instruction, to his specification, to his color schemes, and he decided to give him $5, double what they were used. The world went berserk. But he did it, and you know what happened? It made Henry Ford a very, very, very wealthy man. Now, let's take that principle, what's happening on today, 12, 20, 13. Look at the rich people, how they hoard on to their money. And then ask yourself, what do they do with this money? How do they handle that money? That cash, that whatever they hold it in, gold, silver, minerals, futures, past, presents, whatever you can think of, they hold that with them, and they have so much of it. They choke on it. They choke, you see it, they chew. About mood. They choke on it. And they don't really know why. It's a sickness, it's a disease, it's inbred. There are people I have come across, and they appear normal, they appear pleasant, they appear all that for about 30 seconds. And then they pull out their iPhone and boom, boom, boom. And they are turning into some creature you might not recognize on TV. They have no perception of reality. They live in this abstract world. And they have their circle of friends, their circle of influence, their circle of encouragement, their circle of education. Is so imprint on them. It's like I wear a scabby sweater and they wear a Gucci shirt. Leather pants. They're the newest thing in the station. They got it hard. But they have zero perception where it comes from. They just take. They have zero perception how it's made, who makes it. They have no understanding of a Henry Ford concept. And Henry Ford was a rich guy. But Henry Ford was a smart guy. Henry Ford was a rich guy and a smart guy. And today we only have rich guys and assholes and the poor guys, and they don't really know what to do. Rich guys, the assholes, hang on. Like some. It's like cancer. It's cancer. Greed is fucking cancer. I remember this rich guy one day, some time ago, out of nowhere, and he said, you know, Franz, it's not a crime to be poor. And I didn't know what to say. It's not, but out of nowhere, this guy tells you, now, there was a certain relationship, but that's not really that important right now. So we knew each other. But out of nowhere, and he comes to me and he says, you know, Franz, it's not a crime to be poor. And I said, okay. Who? And then he came to me eventually. And then I said, okay, good. Let's take that and say, okay, Mr. Rich Guy, it is true. It's not a crime to be poor, but it ought to be considered a crime to be rich and not help the poor. It ought to be considered insanity that the bunch of wealthy, rich beyond imagination individuals have the gulls and the balls to tell us that in order for us to prosper, we have to give these cocksuckers tax breaks so they can create jobs for us. You get that? That is the biggest fucking lie you possibly can imagine. But they have the guts to tell us and ram it down the throat even today. And they only can do that for one reason, because they have the 5 bully boy partners, the corporate media, monster giants, who help them promote that beautiful slogan. That's why these 5 corporate media, beautiful giant media, blah, 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 come up with slogans like, the more you know. Or one is laugh, the laugh network. And what's the other? You know them all. The no-spin song, that's a good one. The no-spin song. Everything they do is spin. They spin their grandmother. They spin their cousin who goes to a freaking fucking war. They know it's a freaking lie, but they try to say, oh, I'm a patriot and you don't dare attacking my cousin who's such a patriotic guy going to war and be a hero. Just don't touch that part of my body. So that's the other side. And that's what promotes these two things go together like I want to say salad tasting, oil and vinegar, you know. What do you do with this, guys? We build on them.